Check out MMOGO if you're looking to buy cheap, reliable NBA Live mobile coins. Click the link in the description and use the code Bobby for 5% off. What's up, ballers? So if you guys keep track of the NBA like I do, you probably woke up this morning expecting that we were going to have new playoff content, especially since the last games of the first round ended yesterday and the first games of the second round started. So I realized EA actually doesn't work on the weekends, so they probably wanted to take those final games into account whenever they were making the new cards. So especially like the Finals Masters, as well as the first cards for the second round, they wouldn't have been able to make before the weekend, which means more than likely we're going to be getting those tomorrow. So I'm going to be giving you guys my predictions for the Master cards for the first round, as well as the Elite cards that I think we're going to be seeing in the second round, just based off of stats and how the players did. Now, not necessarily the players that had the best stats are going to get there, because I don't think they're going to give cards to players that didn't make it to the second round. So we're going to be looking at some of that, and I'm going to give you guys my predictions for those. So obviously one of the main stats that you're going to want to look at is points per game. So obviously Russell Westbrook had an amazing series. By some standards, by some other standards, he had a terrible series. So leading in points per game, he was also doing really well in rebounds and assists. So 11.6 rebounds per game, 10.8 assists per game, 2.4 steals, but he was also averaging 6 turnovers per game. And if you look at his field goal percentage, 39% is not optimal. Kind of the same for James Harden, shooting 41%. So in my opinion, I don't think we'll see either of those guys as the Master cards, simply because there were other players that maybe didn't have as impressive of stats. Whenever you look at things that people usually look at, but if you look at their efficiency, they were a lot better. So obviously LeBron James is always going to be a candidate. He was averaging 32, almost 33 points per game, and also dropping 9.8 rebounds and 9 assists. The thing is, I imagine they're probably going to be saving players like LeBron and either KD or Steph Curry for the Finals Masters cards, because more than likely those are going to be the two teams that we're going to see there. So I don't think either of those players will be the Masters from the first round. I do think there's a good chance we could see it as Kawhi Leonard, since he was averaging 31 points per game. Also very efficient, averaging almost 55%. And also if you scroll over, you can see his other stats weren't quite as good. 6 assists and 3.8 assists and 6 rebounds. But very, very low number of turnovers, only 2.3 turnovers per game. He shot 97% from the free throw line, which is just absolutely insane. Also 42% from, oh wait, no, that's Steph Curry's percentage. What did he shoot? 48% from 3. So he's my candidate for the Master card. For the West, for the East, I honestly think it's going to be John Wall. For one reason, he was averaging 28 points per game. So he was very efficient. He was probably averaging like 3 posters per game too, just dunking all over people the entire series.
It's a Hawks barrage in this opening quarter. Oh, goodness. John Wall with some nasty stuff. Wow.
I think the odds of him making it to the next round are not that good, which gives him, I think, a higher chance of making it. And also, he was averaging 11 assists per game, which is extremely efficient. Now, he did have 5 turnovers per game, but that's kind of standard for a point guard, at least at this point in the game. Steph Curry was actually surprising with only 3.5 turnovers per game, but I think that's still pretty good, especially what he got his team to do. So in my opinion, the two players that we're going to see as the Masters for the next round are Kawhi Leonard and John Wall. Now, obviously, a lot of these players are going to get Elite cards in the next round as well. So I have a feeling most of the All-Stars that made it to the next round will get just base Elite cards. Maybe not. I don't think we're going to get a new Russell Westbrook card, mainly because we already have the Triple-Double Master, which we'll be working on. I imagine James Harden will get a nice Elite card. It'll be one of the higher ones. LeBron James will probably get one. They might actually save those two for the next round, although I'm not sure that the Rockets will be able to beat the Spurs. So more than likely, we're going to get a nice James Harden card. If I were to pick 2 cards that I would say will probably get upgraded from Golds to Elites, I'd say they'd probably be Joe Johnson and Marcus Smart. Joe Johnson, just because he's been having an amazing series, hit a game winner, I believe in game 1, to definitely help the Jazz on their way to the second round. And he's also been averaging 15 points a game. He was only averaging about 9 points a game during the regular season. So he's definitely been stepping it up. And then Marcus Smart as the second one, mainly because he's just been their utility man. He's done a lot of the dirty work, gotten stats where they needed him to get stats, and definitely helped the Celtics come back against the Bulls, which was pretty impressive just in and of itself. So I would say those would be my 2 picks to get upgraded from gold to elite. And obviously there will be a bunch of players that didn't have elites in the last round because EA wanted to save their cards for this round. So I'm trying to think. I know guys like Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, James Harden didn't get cards that round. I'm not sure if they'll get cards this round. We'll just have to wait and see on those. If there are any other predictions you guys have for the next round, or if you think that the Masters for those rounds will be different, make sure to comment that down below. We're going to see if we can hit 400 likes on this video, but that's going to be about it for this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please be sure to comment, like, and subscribe if you did, and I will see you guys next time.